We're a long way off for the Ballon d'Or, but is there only one contender this year? Stevie, Leo Messi's display against your boys, just again marking him out as unbelievable.
Yeah, and listen, it's not a surprise anymore when he does things like that. You know, the free kick's just sensational, and of course, he just knows where to be, right time, right place for the first goal as well. I can't think of one other contender right now who's anywhere close to Lionel Messi for the Ballon d'Or. I mean, just nobody. Assuming that Barcelona win the Champions League, then that'll just cement it. But if something crazy happens and they don't win the Champions League, I still think it's going to be hard to honestly turn around and say anybody else is better than this guy right now. Because the Ballon d'Or should be about the best player on the planet right now.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, because him and Ronaldo have been going at it, they've had to kind of deduce it by championships and, you know, that sort of thing, rather than just focusing on the best player, because that's what it should be for me. And there's no question, Messi is the best player.
Yes, the last 5 years, I think it's gone to a player who's won the Champions League. It would be very hard to back against him if he wins the Champions League, and of course Ronaldo's progress was stopped by Ajax at Juventus. Another title in the bag, and that's 10 now. You talked about him being from another planet.
Yep.
I mean, he continues to defy the odds in terms of the peak years when he hasn't won it for the last 3 years,
right.
Arguably, you know, late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
He's now 31, going to be turning 32.
Right.
But maybe there's no one standing in his way for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, Ronaldo's not getting any younger. He's at the stage where he's going to have to pick and choose his times to rest and his times to play, whereas Messi just keeps going along game after game, week after week. You know, I was thinking about it earlier. Messi's got himself in a position where when he steps on the field and doesn't score, we're asking, why didn't he score? I mean, that's the standard that he's set himself and that we hold him to. You know, when he doesn't score, or maybe doesn't have an assist, which seems amazing that he wouldn't, then where do you go from here? I mean, this guy, regardless of who plays around him, just is a special talent, and when he steps on the field, well, there's no question. You know who the best player on the park is.
How badly do you think he's after that to win that Ballon d'Or title for a 6th time? He's already obviously wanting to draw level with the likes of Ronaldo and a great number of other players who've won 5 Champions Leagues. But for the individual honours, do you think it bothers him?
No. I think it's not something he thinks about. I think the only thing he concentrates on is the next time he steps on the field. Because you can't do what he's been doing over the last 10 years if all you're thinking about is, you know, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You know, he's not thinking about that. He's focused on what he's doing in the next decision on the field, the next pass, the next attempt at goal. So, you know, he concentrates on you're only as good as your last game and try and make the next one better. Because as I said, if you're thinking about all these other things outside the game, then it will affect you on the field. Clearly doesn't affect him. And doesn't look like it's going to affect him anytime soon either.
I know it's really hard to sort of like look into the future to predict these things. If he stays injury-free, how long would you give him at the very top level? How long do you think he'll want to go on for with that kind of attitude?
My goodness. Until his legs go, then it'll be up to him. You know, some players just want to play, and obviously you want to be at your best. Other players, you know, when they can't perform the way they used to, some of them just want to stop and maybe not hurt their legacy. So this really is down to him. If he's a guy who loves playing, which I think he is, then I think he'll go on too long. But as I said, if he's a guy who holds himself to a standard, and if he sees himself dropping below it, he might just decide to have enough. So it's all down to Mr. Messi, how long.
Okay, well, hopefully it's not any time soon. We're about 7 months out from the Ballon d'Or trophy ceremony, but at the moment he's staked his early claim, and of course the Champions League is what he's really after to polish off a great season yet again with Barcelona.